Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but
You remain one.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, number 35 for October 16, 2017. On today's show, we have a new X-Men trailer that's a little different from what you're used to, an inside look on whether Mark Ruffalo's loose lips will sink the Marvel ship, and more. You can chat with us on Twitter at Make Movies Great. Toss us a like on Facebook at Make Movies Great, and heart all our pictures on Instagram. Again, that's at Make Movies Great. It's at Make Movies Great everywhere. Don't forget, this podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube. My name is Matt. Here with me is...
Adam.
Oh, you guys are being too nice to each other. We got Adam.
And I'm Sean.
And Sean's here, too.
And Sean is impressed that you didn't stutter over Mark Ruffalo's loose lips will sink the Marvel ship.
Yeah, all I did was stutter over X-Men's.
You got everything else,
X-Men.
but you didn't stutter over that.
Sounded
That's
like
the hardest part.
Sounded like my dad talking about me going to buy comics. Going to buy your X-Men's?
Need some more X-Men's for Christmas,
going
Matt?
to buy my X-Men's.
Hey, A+ quote choice. I love that quote. I'm surprised we haven't done it sooner.
I gotta be honest, it gets tougher and tougher to find quotes because like I have it's tough because then I think of something like this and I'm like, why the fuck didn't I think of that right away? Like that should have been the first podcast, never mind the 35th podcast.
I should help you with those.
So,
I should.
Yeah, actually, if you guys have quotes that you want me to pull for these episodes, we can throw them in a doc or somewhere, or like when we make an episode, just like put it at the top and I'll pull it because I need more minds to pull more better quotes, more better quotes. Yeah. So all right, so let's get into it. This week's movie club, we're talking about Gerald's Game, which is an adaptation from a Stephen King story.
Was it a novel?
I don't know if it was a novel. I think it was more like a short story.
Got it.
Yeah. From what I'd done research on about it. But someone please correct us if I'm wrong. We're going to talk about that right after this episode. So if you are listening to this episode, which you are, the movie club for Gerald's Game is also up. It's on Netflix. Check it out and listen to the episode. Next week, we're going to talk about Houses October Built. And that is... I'll read you the synopsis here. 5 friends are stalked by a group of mysterious and disturbed individuals while on a road trip looking for the ultimate haunted house attraction.
Sounds horrifying.
If you can't tell, we're ramping up for Halloween.
Yep.
Gerald's Game starts it off. Now we're going to be watching Houses October Built. And then we're going to end right on Halloween. Not next week's episode. This episode after is going to come out right on Halloween, and we have a very special movie, very special Halloween movie we're going to be watching and talking about, and we might have a special guest on that podcast to talk about it. So we'll see. Special guest meaning maybe a special listener. Yeah. So that's all I got.
Wait.
Are you guys excited to talk about Gerald's Game?
I am.
I'm very excited.
Very excited as well. Adam, you say you're a big Stephen King guy now.
I guess I'm a big Stephen King guy. I mean, I'll save it for the end.
Yeah, listen. You're gonna want to listen to this movie club. I think there's gonna be a lot of great insight to be had for this episode. So check it out. Trailers of the week. Speaking of horror and terror, first one on our list: X-Men: New Mutants.
This is pretty weird.
It's very weird. Not at all what I was expecting.
No, I didn't see this coming. It got me kind of excited about it. I mean, we haven't seen a horror superhero movie yet, and this movie, if it didn't say X-Men New Mutants at the end, I wouldn't have known it was an X-Men movie.
No.
Yeah, or the Marvel tag. Like I would have no idea.
More of an American Horror Story type thing.
Yeah, it seems like that kind of. Now, here's my question, and Adam, you might be able to answer this: Is New Mutants gonna follow? Does it have anything to do with the other movie that they're starting to film next year, which is the Phoenix? What is it? Dark Phoenix?
Well, the Dark Phoenix just finished rapping.
Just wrapped.
Just rap. Yeah.
Oh, right. That's what I meant. It's coming out next year.
Yeah. They might meet up. I remember it being rumored that James McAvoy would make an appearance in this, and it was also rumored that Magneto would make an appearance because he has an influence on the New Mutants. I think it would be cool if it just sort of stood alone, though.
Yeah, I agree. But it seems like these two, like right now we have this trailer and it's coming out early next year.
Yeah.
So this is coming out early next year, and then later next year we have Dark Phoenix. So that's two X-Men movies in the span of a year. So it almost seems like maybe like the Dark Phoenix will follow more to like where we see everybody left after Apocalypse, and maybe this is kind of like a standalone. I don't know. It's weird.
I think the New Mutants movie will be this. Yeah, the New Mutants movie will take place like present time, whereas the Dark Phoenix will be like in the 80s, I think.
So yeah, continuing,
maybe even 90s. It'll be continue from the Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible this stands alone, anyways, but then leads it like this. Maybe these kids escape, and then they meet up with Professor X after or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it could easily be like Guardians of the Galaxy style, where they have their own adventure, then they move into a different one after.
And this whole thing is going like opposite of what the original X-Men movies were. Like the original X-Men movies started present day, I'm pretty sure, right? When like
present day.
And just like went on. Yeah. And then they started doing like First Class, but then they kind of like met in the middle kind of somewhere. Like there was some time travel elements happening where X-Men got together, and this is like the opposite. It looks like the main storyline, we'll call it quote unquote main storyline of the X-Men movies is like leading up to present day, and now we have one that's starting in present day that maybe down the road there'll be some collision. But the talks are that this might be the start of a possible X-Men like horror trilogy. Well, and I want to put horror trilogies again in air quotes because this movie looks like a horror movie, but who knows? The next two could be completely different toned. But I think that what they're saying is this might be go along with two other movies. People love trilogy is the hottest fucking thing in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, they love it. I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about how the looks like the comic book style movie is going the way of the Western, where they become satire of themselves, and then like they break the heroes down, but then there's another film that brings the heroes back up together in a squad. Like we see it all the time.
Right, yeah.
I wonder if this is like another version of that. Like how can we do a comic book movie?
Different.
But if it's not satirical like Deadpool or not degrading, but breaking the hero down like Logan or teaming them up like Avengers, like maybe it's horror,
Yeah, that could be a modern
different style.
That could be a modern evolution of it, of that whole
concept,
that whole mind,
like
that whole mind thought. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's all we have for New Mutants. It looks cool. Arya Stark, Maisie Williams is in it. Yeah. Pretty cool. Next up, Stranger Things 2 came out with a new trailer.
I was reluctant to watch this.
Yeah, I almost didn't. I watched it today. I was almost like, but then I was like, I'm gonna watch this anyway. And there's already so much shit flying around on social media. I was just like, I'll watch it. I'll get the whole picture rather than these little like snippets or whatever.
And it didn't really reveal anything huge. It looks like it's on a grander scale to me.
Yeah,
it looks like they're actually saying the words like end of the world.
Yeah,
type thing, as opposed to like my friend's gone missing.
Yes,
I agree. It definitely didn't give. I don't think it gave anything else away. I had seen some things on social media about we're not watching it, but here's the trailer. Like other movie news outlets were saying that, but I really didn't think it gave much away. And like Matt said, or which one of you guys said, it's more of let's save the world instead of let's save our friend.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of weird to have Netflix do like sequel trailers. Like I don't know.
Well, this is an odd situation because the first Stranger Things was such a phenomenon.
Yeah,
like it was such like a cult.
Blew up.
Yeah, it was a phenomenon. Absolutely, like everybody loved it. Like that's all anybody was talking about for like a solid month when it came out.
Oh yeah.
So this is it. So I think that Netflix is really trying to play into like. Stranger Things is back. Stranger Things is back. It's bigger and it's better than ever. Like it's bigger than ever.
But see, what's funny is what I liked about the first season was how small it was.
Yeah, I won't say worried.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous.
I'm not going to use the word worried, but yeah, I am a little nervous that this isn't going to be like the first one because I love the like intricacies of like them playing D&D at the beginning, and like the Demogorgon coming out on the board, and like them, you know what I mean? And then
there was imagination involved in it. Like,
totally.
Like, you know, is this what it looks like, or is this what they envision it to look like? Yeah. But it's not like such small scale like E.T. always was, or It.
Right.
Like confined to kids in their town.
Sure.
Like this feels like more adults are getting involved, and I really like the kid protagonist in Stranger Things.
Yeah, absolutely. And because like this was like the first season of Stranger Things was we were the first time we were really, I mean, I know we were, but like we were really awestruck at how good of a group of child actors they found to play these kids.
Yeah, they were really good.
So good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right? I mean, they were so good. And then it comes along, and you're like, holy fuck. Like,
they were amazing,
there must be just millions of these fantastic actor kids just laying around anywhere. It's like, what the fuck? So, but yeah, so Stranger Things 2. Trailer looks pretty good. It's on a grander scale, like we said. It's coming out soon. Couple weeks? It's on Halloween weekend?
Yeah, Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
I'm really excited personally to see where Hopper goes, because the way that season 1 ended, it seemed like he was becoming more than just the sheriff of Hawkins.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like he'll be maybe sort of an inside man, or I don't know. I'm excited to see where he goes.
I hope that they transform the Demogorgon a little bit. Like, I hope, because he was revealed the end of last season.
Yeah.
Like, you saw the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
You know, straight up. Like, they did a great job the whole season, like, teasing little pieces of him here and there, and like in the hallway when they set a trap for him and he's on fire and coming through the wall and shit. But now we already know what he looks like.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they continue to build his like that thing, if that thing is still around.
Yeah.
It's still somehow attached to 11, you know?
Yep.
Or if there's something new and different in how that gets teased and you know, kind of like, you know, I want to be scared in this because I was scared in the first one.
Yeah.
It was a pretty scary show.
It was kind of revealing. And I hope it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you only have to watch the first season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
that's
really
a kiss of death. That's a kiss of death. So we'll see. Curious to see what comes next. Speaking of Netflix, the next one we have on here. Adam, did you put this one on here? The Wheelman?
Yeah, I put this one on here. I like Frank Grillo. I think he's a good actor, and it looks like this movie it's sort of like Phone Booth meets in a car.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. So for those of you who missed the beginning,
it looks like the whole movie is shot from the driver's perspective in the car.
Yeah.
And that seems really interesting to me. I think Tom Hardy had one come out like that not too long ago, but I don't think he was a criminal. You know, I don't think he was running from someone, or you know, someone was keeping him in that car.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but I mean this one looks like action packed. You know, a whole bunch of cool car stunts, and you know, Frank Grillo. I think he plays a real good tough guy. So I'm excited for this one. We should slide this one onto Movie Club whenever it comes out.
Yeah. So those of you who don't know, this is a Netflix movie called Wheelman. We said it again at the top. What else is Frank Grillo in?
He's Crossbones, Captain America.
Oh shit! I guess I didn't really like. I guess I didn't put two and two together. He looks different. Okay.
He's also one of the MMA trainers in that movie Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton.
He's apparently in the Gray.
The Gray, yep, he's one of the guys in that movie with Liam Neeson and the Wolves.
Liam Neeson.
He's like he's a bunch of smaller part. You'll recognize him and stuff. He's a good character actor, but he plays a real good tough guy.
Okay, cool. I'm into that.
I think he's in one of the Purge movies too.
Yeah, that's actually what I thought he was from. I'm glad you said that because now it just validates my crazy head.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what I recognize him from. I think he's from the one with Cersei's in it.
The Purge?
Yeah.
I never saw any of The Purge.
Yeah. Is he not in that one? I mean, that's the only one I've seen, and for some reason, or maybe I've seen him in a trailer for another one. I don't know.
Yeah. He's in Anarchy and Election Year, so not the original.
Election Year was the one that was filmed in Rhode Island.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Cool. Awesome. The Wheelman. It's on Netflix. Coming out soon.
Very soon. And last but not least, this one came out this morning, and we talked about the first trailer, Black Panther. And Matt, I don't know much about the comic book character Black Panther, which I'm kind of excited about. So I'm going into this basically blind about the comic book character, and this movie it doesn't look anything like I expected.
What did you expect?
In the jungle, no technology, like little to no technology. But it looks like a good mesh of, I don't know, old world and new technology.
That's what we all three of us just watch it, and three of us, I mean Sean, myself, and Matt Schwartz, all just watched it right before we hopped on and called you. And Schwartz was like, "Oh, I thought like this was going to be like in the jungle," and I'm like, "Well, I guess that's kind of like because even from the teasers when Andy Serkis is talking to Bilbo Baggins, Martin Freeman. When he's talking to Martin Freeman, he's talking about how he's like, have you heard of Wakanda? It's like, third world country. And he's like, no. It's like it's the biggest, like whatever.
Biggest
facade.
front, yeah. Don't they have like the Fountain of Youth, or what are they trying to say they have?
I don't know about the Fountain of Youth or anything, but isn't that like they harvest vibranium?
Oh, that's what it is.
Right, from the earth. So it's like the stuff that Captain America's shield's made of, and also the stuff that his stuff is Black Panther's suit and everything is made of, and they have like found a way to like develop it. My biggest takeaway and what I love about the Black Panther trailer is number one, the music, and number two, I like that it's isolated from all the other Marvel movies.
Yeah,
it's clearly not. It's
gonna be its own thing.
Yeah, it's clearly not gonna have like a fly-in from Iron Man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's not gonna happen here.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not. But like it's in the jungle. It's Black Panther, and it's like it's like that whole ecosystem that they're working on. He has his own villain, who I don't know the name of the villain, but it's Michael B. Jordan from looks of the trailer.
Yeah, the character's name is Eric Killmonger.
Okay.
A badass name.
Okay, all right.
Killmonger.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Look it up.
No,
I believe you.
It looks badass. It looks badass. I'm all about it. You got Michonne from The Walking Dead. She's in it. You got
Pats from 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, Lupita. Can't say her last name.
Yeah, we tried last week. It didn't happen.
Michael B. Jordan. You have Angela Bassett, who is a hell of a lot of things.
You know him all.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. Yep.
Do you think Michael B. Jordan hit the Bowflex for this movie?
Yes, I think so.
Looks like it just a little bit. Yeah, he must own his own Bowflex.
He looks bigger in this movie than he did for Creed.
I never saw Creed.
Well, boxers aren't necessarily jacked anyway.
Yeah, that's true. More lean and mean, I guess.
Yeah, but he looks pretty big here.
Yeah, and he looks like he's gonna be hopping into one of the Black Panther suits as well, or like a modified version.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I almost wish I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Also, that's disappointing to me. I'm so tired of the bad guy's just an evil version of the protagonist. Yeah. So annoying.
That was the worst part about Ant-Man.
Yep.
Is literally the guy who is fighting Ant-Man. He was the same suit and it had fucking arms on the back.
And that's what I liked about Spider-Man.
He was like,
guy, Vulture was a completely different type guy.
It's very uncommon in a comic book for the villain to just be, besides Flash comics, because literally every single one of Flash's villains, if it's not Captain Cold or one of the rogues, it's either Godspeed, who is just an evil version of Flash, and Reverse Flash.
Reverse.
but
just someone else that's fast.
Yeah, just like, but other than that, it's very... It's unlikely for like in comics for like just to find their match in like a similar person. They have those similar people, but they almost never fight like exclusively like this. So it's weird for them to like always do it like this. But his fucking that like tiki mask or whatever the fuck he's wearing, Michael B. Jordan, that's badass. I want him to be wearing that the whole movie. Like it's fucking very intimidating and very badass. I like it. It's cool. So that's it for trailers of the week. Let's get into movie news. All right. First up here, I'm going to make this one.
Is this good or bad?
It doesn't quite fit the cookie cutter of is this good or bad, but let's talk it out here. Yeah. Zack Snyder is getting the sole director credit for Justice League. Odd move? What do you guys think?
I don't think it's an odd move.
Zack Snyder's the original one.
Zack Snyder's the original one, and his daughter
Yeah.
died, and so then Joss Whedon jumped on to take it over the finish line.
Yeah. Well, what's Joss Whedon's credit going to be?
I don't right now. They're not 100% sure on what it's going to be. I'm sure it'll be somewhere in the credits, but it's not going to be a director credit. There's two schools of thoughts. Go for it, Adam.
He's getting a writer's credit. I know that much, but I mean, I think it's good because this is Zack Snyder's baby. You know what I mean? Joss Whedon had his baby with Avengers and Age of Ultron, and I'm, as a DC Comics fan and a big Justice League fan, I'm very happy that he came in and was able to finish this off for Zack Snyder. And through unfortunate circumstances, I think it might end up helping the franchise because of how well Joss did with the Avengers as another superhero team up movie. So you've got Zack's vision mixed with Joss's team up experience. I think it's going to make for a really good movie. But I think I'm sure Joss wanted a directorial credit, but at the same time, maybe he has that same type of thinking where he just came in and took it to the finish line.
Yeah, this has to be kind of like Screen Actors Guild thing, right? Like what? Okay, so Joss Whedon comes in and edits a few things and finishes up rap, so he gets a director credit. Well, now what is every editor going to get a director credit? Like there is something that goes along with that as far as what they get called in credits.
Yeah, I just think it's strange that because I think there's something to like so let's think back. So Gareth Edwards directed Rogue One, but they brought in a different director to do reshoots. And he didn't get a director's credit. Right?
So this seems like it's pretty standard, right?
I guess it's pretty standard. I think the only reason why he's not getting a director credit is because I think that he wants Zack Snyder to have the whole credit. I think that Joss Whedon's just a nice guy like that.
Yeah.
I think it could be argued because here's the thing: like, there's a lot of people online that are very for and against it. Because I've seen it on Twitter, people have been tweeting us because I very adamantly said that I think Joss Whedon should get a credit because I have a feeling that he probably because I can already tell in the marketing coming out the back end that he has something to do with like the way the characters are portrayed.
Yeah.
So I need to know before I can for sure say, I guess. I need to know how much Joss Whedon actually put into Justice League because they weren't done shooting when he took over.
No,
they weren't done shooting. Yeah. So it's tough. It's like he without him, maybe they wouldn't have a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they in Zack Snyder's favor though, they had also been shooting for a long time before Joss had came on board.
Yeah. I think the majority of shooting was done with Zack Snyder on set.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it can be argued. He'll be somewhere in the credits regardless, and I think we're going to see Joss Whedon in this just Justice League movie.
Okay.
I mean, not literally.
Like his thumbprint.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. He's going to leave his mark in this movie, and I think we're all going to notice it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that for people that aren't like us, that are like, tapped into this sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're going to say like, oh, Justice League was great. Like it was so different from Batman v Superman. Yeah. Great job, Zack Snyder. When in reality, it could have been, a little bit of Joss Whedon doing it.
I mean, we all know it's going to say when the credits roll, it's going to say Zack Snyder number 1, Joss Whedon number 2.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like that. I'd be curious. Well, you look for. Yeah. All right, let's go up next.
But I think overall having both of them is. You're right. This is a little weird of a topic to have good or bad, but I think having both of them on board will ultimately end up being good.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next one here. So the horror sequel, Annabelle Creation, a sequel to the original Annabelle movie, which is in fact a spin-off of the Conjuring movies. So follow that movie tree. It passed another milestone this weekend. It crossed $300 million at the box office, which is bananas because I think that I was reading online, that's more than all the movies that led up to it combined.
Wow.
Which is a lot. The $300 million is a lot for this movie, which I thought was just going to be a drop in the bucket like another sequel. Aunt Fam, our good friend, really highly recommended this movie.
Big time horror guy.
Big horror guy.
Netflix recommended for him is terrifying.
Yeah. I I personally really liked The Conjuring 1 and 2. I really enjoyed. I always forget his name. Ah, shit.
Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson, and then also his wife in the movie. They play Lorraine and Ed Warren, who are notorious like ghost hunter paranormal people. And those two movies are really great. They like take like pages out of their actual stories that they've done, and you know, obviously embellish them or whatever. And Annabelle just happens to be one of their stories, which is also it's taken from a lot of different stories about haunted dolls and possessed dolls like that too. But I haven't seen this, but $300 million, we had to talk about that. $300 million is a lot of money to pass the box office for something like this. I got to imagine the budget for this wasn't huge, so they're making a lot of money on this movie.
Good for them.
Yeah. So, do you have anything to say about the next thing we have up here? We're going to talk about the Gambit movie again.
Just briefly, so a new rumor suggests that the supervillain Kandra will be the villain in Gore Verbinski's X-Men spinoff Gambit, starring Channing Tatum as Remy LeBeau. I did a little bit of research. I don't know much about Gambit. I just know he's a badass in the X-Men universe. So I did a little bit of research on who Kandra is.
Yeah.
Kandra is apparently, it's a female, who is basically immortal, and she is very strong. She's telekinetic and pyrokinetic.
What is it? What's the second one?
So those are pyrokinetic.
Yep.
So she can
light things on
manipulate fire. Yeah, something like that. So that sounds pretty cool.
Oh,
and
cool.
it'd be. I'm interested in seeing the a female supervillain. Like we're assuming we're getting that with the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie coming out this summer with either Jessica Chastain or the Dark Phoenix herself being the villain. So I'm excited for it. I really don't have much more to say about it. I'll be more excited for this movie when I hear it's filming, because this has been a long time coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we just had to touch on that right there. A little new update to the Gambit movie. Next up here, bigger news for Marvel. Mark Ruffalo. Did you watch? What?
I do not know anything about what he said.
Okay, it wasn't. He didn't really I thought it was way worse. Do you not want me to say anything? He didn't mention any superheroes.
Yeah, say it.
He just basically said, and this is the thing. He claims that he was just ball busting. He was in an interview with Don Cheadle, and he said things aren't gonna end well for the Avengers. And he just said it way out in the open, but he was doing a little back and forth with Don Cheadle, you know what I mean? Kind of should I say it? Should I not say it? Making a big thing of it. So I don't think it's has anything that's going to be telling in the Avengers movie. I think we all predicted that we might lose a few of our Avengers in these Infinity movies, right? So anyway, then there was this leaked thing about how central casting in Georgia, where they're filming the movie, is calling for mourners for an Avengers movie, which again, it's not really it is spoiling it a little bit, but it's not. It's not. We all could guess that we're gonna lose some Avengers in the Infinity War movie, at least one probably. Or else, what would be the point?
We don't really care about too.
Exactly. Or else, what would be the point of building up Thanos all this way? You know?
Right. Could be for Agent 13, for all we know.
So it's wait, who's Agent 13?
Captain America's girlfriend.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. It could be her. So who knows? But anyway, Mark Ruffalo was basically put to task, and he had to come out on Twitter and defend himself. But like we said, in central casting Georgia calling for, I'll read the exact thing, has posted a new call for the following for Avengers Infinity Wars. That calls for mourners. There are no details on who would be involved in the scene or what exactly would be taking place, but this could very well be an indication that a funeral is set to arrive soon, which that's just the media hyping it up, because I would also assume that mourners would be the title for anybody that's being hired to be in a city scene that's been destroyed after the Avengers have flown through it. Right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So it's not necessarily going to be you're a mourner at a funeral. So who knows? They're blowing it way out of proportion. I think Mark Ruffalo was just trying to be funny. Sean, did you see the interview?
No, I didn't. Can you catch me up real quick?
Yeah, so Sean has to step out quick. But anyway, so Mark Ruffalo was in an interview with Don Cheadle.
Okay.
And he was like, they were talking about the new event. They were doing, marketing for it, and they were talking about the new Avengers movie. And they're going back and forth. And Mark Ruffalo was like, "Oh, I want to tell you something." He's like, "I don't know if I should." And he like looked at Don Cheadle and was like, "Oh, should I tell him?" And Don Cheadle's like, "I don't know." And he's like, "I'm gonna tell him." He's like, "It's not gonna end well for the Avengers." And like just went out and said it, and like threw it, and then everybody was like, "Oh, all the Avengers are gonna die. Everybody's dying. Everybody's gonna die. Thanos is gonna kill everybody." So and then Central Casting from Georgia, where they're filming the movie.
I see this.
So they're calling for mourners.
I think it'd be disappointing if they didn't lose somebody.
That's what That's what Adam and I were just talking about. Because Adam at first was like, "Don't tell me," or like he didn't want to be told.
Yeah.
And I was like, "We already kind of talked about. We knew that all the Avengers weren't going to make it out of Infinity War alive, or else what would be the point of hyping up Thanos to be this big bad if he's not going to kill a couple Avengers?"
So I think what we need to do is when we walk in to the theater, we have to pull names out of the hat.
Oh,
Deadpool.
A Deadpool.
Deathpool.
Okay.
Who's gonna die?
Okay.
Okay.
Right. I like that.
I think
like
we need
that.
to do that, and it needs to be under the perception that they are perceived to be dead at the end of the movie.
Okay, they perceived to be dead. All right, so like, all right.
There's-
Like if we had drawn Superman
Right,
at the end of
exactly.
Justice
That
League,
would have been the
okay.
loss.
You would have
yeah.
won. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, or the one. Yeah.
Who do we? Just quick. Let's go around the table. One person each. Who do we think is going to die? And if someone dies in Infinity Wars, who's going to die? Adam, who do you think?
Honestly, man, I think it'll either be Iron Man or Captain America.
I agree with that. I'm going to say Iron. I'm going
I
to say
think
Iron
they're
Man.
gonna go big.
Yeah, I'm going to say Iron Man for sure.
For sure.
I'm going to say Iron Man for sure. Yeah, I'm going to say not. I'm not 100% sure that Captain America will be killed off because I could see him playing like a Nick Fury role in future movies, like an old, like grizzled veteran.
Mm-hmm.
But I could definitely see Tony going down because his arc has been weird because ever since the first Avengers movie, like since the incident that happened in New York, he's been all kinds of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
In the head and
All
everything.
types of PTSD.
Yeah, and it would make it even more sad because he's just getting like engaged to Pepper Potts and
I mean, a death to one of those two would be, might bring them back together because they're split apart right now.
yeah, yes.
So that's possible, but I wouldn't. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if like Romanoff died.
Yeah, that's a good
Or
one.
Mantis.
I need a Hawkeye, Black Widow movie before she goes down.
Yeah, it's true.
I need it.
You know what else I need? I need Marvel to motherfucking release this fucking trailer so I can better gauge who's gonna get their head blown off
It's
in this
not
movie
gonna
by
happen.
Thanos. I need to know. Marvel.
Trailer watch.
God damn it. Oh damn it. We need that. We need that as a button on the soundboard. Yeah, trailer watch. Up next on movie news. Legendary Pictures, live action Pokemon movie Detective Pikachu is set to go before cameras in London beginning in January 2018. I had no idea this was coming.
Nope.
But it's a live action Detective Pikachu movie.
Okay.
All right, so that's the news. AMC says that Justice League tickets will be on sale at the end of the month, backing up a rumor that they'll be available from October 30th on. I wanted to pose a question to you guys.
Shoot.
So, Star Wars tickets go on sale. They're already on sale. They went on sale last week.
Really?
For a movie that's coming out December 15th.
Are we gonna not get them?
Well, we can get them. We can definitely get them.
You think we'll get them? I think I sold out.
I mean, I think that like the first couple showings will be sold out, but I'm sure that we can figure out like a matinee on like the Sunday or something. That's what I did for Force Awakens.
That's the best way to go is a matinee
Yeah.
on Saturday and Sunday.
I went the night of. It was kind of. I went for Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I went with Mike D.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
a couple other people, and we sat like front row IMAX all the way to the right.
Yeah, see, it's
Pretty
tough.
rough. It
It's
was
tough.
pretty rough.
See, I went on the Sunday matinee, and it was like, I mean, it was a full theater, but I was able to get tickets where I wanted in the IMAX theater. So
Right.
we can definitely do that. But I just thought it's interesting. Like, what makes like, like I feel like Justice League has just as much hype as the Star Wars movie. No, I mean, Star Wars movie obviously is probably the biggest movie of the year, arguably.
Yeah.
But Justice League, why 2 weeks for Justice League and why 3 months or 2 months for Star Wars?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Star Wars transcends.
I guess.
It does.
I don't know. I
It
thought
does.
Justice
I
League.
mean-
I thought that was weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And if that's the case, like 2 weeks ahead of time, if like there's not that much excitement for it, that you put out 2 weeks ahead of time, why even sell tickets that far in advance? Like, I just think it's I think it's just a weird number. I don't know. It's something that hit me that was strange.
Yeah.
I also think
What-
that Star Wars selling them 2 months in advance is fucking ludicrous. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why? Why? What's the point of that? I don't know.
Hey guys, I wanted to gauge your interest in something. So
Gauge
Matt,
away.
that theater me, you, Jen, and Lindy went to see Fast 8.
Yes.
When you guys came up here, they have a theater. I don't know the type it is, but it's basically, Sean, it's basically like seeing a movie at Disney. So the seats rumble and there's speakers in the seats.
It's like 4D or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
It's like a turbo
I
ride.
wanted to gauge your interest in maybe trying to see if we could get Star Wars tickets for that.
For Star Wars? I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I see. The thing is, I want to say yes, but I think I'd have to see another movie in that type of. Have you seen a movie? Have you seen another movie like that?
No, I haven't.
See, that's the
We
thing.
should have seen Fast in that.
Yeah, we absolutely should have seen Fast 9 in that. What the fuck,
I could
Fast
see a
8,
movie
what
like
the fuck were you
that.
thinking?
I don't
But,
know
like,
if I could do the
Yeah, so I don't know.
spitting on you and bow and air in your face. my
think it's
contacts
not that.
dry up, fall out of my head.
All right, let's move on here.
I'll look into it. I'll get some more.
Look into it and get more details.
So I basically say no, and he's like, "I'll look into it." Look at some more.
I'm Adam. I'm not out on it yet. Just so you know, I'm not out yet.
Wait, to see Star Wars?
Yeah, I have to. I gotta know more about it because I could see that being really cool, like space battles and whatnot being cool.
Oh, I was happy with just lounging to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, that theater. Actually, yeah. I don't know. What's the seat comfort like in that theater?
It rumbles.
I know it rumbles, but if it's
it's
that
comfortable?
if it's that big comfortable seat, I could see it being. If it rumbles, I could still see that being still comfortable. I don't know.
I'll take a ride over there and I'll say, "Hey, can I just sit in a theater? I just want to see like 10 minutes of an action movie."
Just
to
watch
gauge how this fits.
watch the Star Wars trailer in it and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
The other thing is too, I want to see if it's like a 3D movie where it's built for it, or if it's just like a generic, like it just takes the base and just like rumbles your seat with the base, because that's telling as well. If it's built for those type of theaters, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I
Sean's
saw
not into
some
it.
Shrek ride in that, and it was like,
All right, well, let's think about it. All right,
that's not gimmicky, but 3D is like, I don't know. That's gimmicky. I don't know.
I just don't like. Is it 3D too, Adam, or is it just?
I don't think so.
Okay, because
So,
I couldn't do
I think
both.
it's like an experience.
So yeah, so I think like seeing a movie like Fast 9 and that would be fun.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, you're probably
Rumble,
right.
but I don't know if I need like vibrations every time a lightsaber hits each
Well,
other.
if not, Adam, can we see it in those comfortable seats?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Next up, Deadpool 2 has wrapped filming. Hopefully, there'll be a trailer soon. I don't know about when the Deadpool 1 wrapped up, how fast they put out a trailer, but I would assume we'll see a teaser maybe before Christmas. Is that
definitely.
out of the question, right? Or if not a full trailer?
Oh, actually, you know what? I think now that I'm trying to remember, they really started ramping up their marketing around Christmas. You know what? Their trailer did come out on Christmas. Remember in the trailer, Deadpool said something about today's Christmas Day, and I'm getting somebody on my naughty list.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, you're right. You're absolutely. And I remember the Santa Claus outfit he was wearing.
Yeah.
In one of the promotions. Yeah, you're right. So, is it coming out early next year?
I want to say March.
March? Okay, cool. So, anyway, around this, too.
March is kind of soon, actually.
Wait, hold on. Let me look it up.
Actually, I wanted to tell you guys something too. I saw something on the internet today. It was like Ryan Reynolds posted photos of of them rapping, like thanking cast and crew, a bunch of pictures, and he posted one picture that I saw on Instagram, and he was in a room with a costume designer, and all his Deadpool costumes were behind him, and there seemed to be two costumes that weren't red, two costumes that were black and gray, which is Deadpool's X-Force costume.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, I had a feeling they're gonna peep that for
Start laying the
for the
groundwork
X-Force
for
movie.
X-Force.
Oh yeah, definitely. So just so we know, it's coming out in 2018.
Yeah, we know
Deadpool?
that.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking.
2017?
Oh wait, I'm getting my years fucked up. I'm
You
thinking
thought it was-
we're living in 2016.
You thought it was 2016.
God
I was
damn
gonna
it.
say, yeah.
So yeah, it's coming out 2018. So it doesn't say on the fucking thing when it's coming out, but it has to have a date, right? The fuck.
Interesting.
It's not saying. It just says 2018 everywhere. But anyway, June 1st.
Oh, okay.
June 1st. Okay, so a spring
March.
release. Get the freeze chamber. Another cool thing in that that little Instagram post you're talking about, Adam, with you see all the costumes. He also in the caption he put, "That's a wrap on Deadpool 2, A Song of Fire and Ice," which I thought that was hilarious. And then he also did a shout out to, is it B. Arthur, the lady that was in Golden Girls, who played Dorothy from Golden Girls. The bottom of his katanas, one said B, one said Arthur on the like the handles, the butts of the katana. So there's got to be some kind of reference to like the Golden Girls, because if I'm not mistaken, he makes a Golden Girls reference in the first one as well.
Does. I can't remember what it is
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's hilarious and like totally on point with what we got in the first one. Like totally on par with what we got in the first Deadpool movie. Like quirky Deadpool. I love it. So very excited for that. That fucking costume is one of the coolest costumes in Marvel right now, in any superhero movies. It's a fucking badass costume. Yeah. It's so fucking well done. Yeah. I love it.
I like what they do with the eyes, too. They animate the eyes.
Yeah, that was cool. I love how they did that with Spider-Man, too. With Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That's a really, really cool little thing. And it doesn't look cheesy at all. Like, they did it so well with Deadpool. Very cool. Up next, Jared Leto confirms he's involved with the Tron movie franchise reboot, revealing that he's been in discussion about the continuing series.
All right, just real quick, the next piece of news is about Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Anybody else getting Jared Leto fatigue?
Not really.
Getting Jared Leto'd out?
Did you see Blade Runner 2049?
No, not yet.
Well, either you're going to have more fatigue.
I don't know. He doesn't excite me in that movie. Like, I don't know.
I'm a big Jared Leto fan ever since, the hell's the one with AIDS and Matthew McConaughey and...
Dallas Buyers Club.
Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah, right. Wait, it was AIDS.
Yeah,
right?
well,
okay.
HIV, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, HIV.
I think there's AIDS too, but yeah.
Anyway, he was excellent in that movie. I think he's definitely a weird guy. I really like him. Having said that, it says franchise reboot, and then it also says continuing the series. So I don't know what that's all about, but I will say this. I recently watched Tron Legacy. Have you guys ever seen Tron Legacy?
Is it the new one?
It's the one that came out in 2010 with Jeff Bridges.
2010?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, why?
2010?
2010. Yeah.
With Jeff Bridges?
Put it down there. Jeff Bridges, Garrett Hedlund, and Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
What?
I never seen either of them.
Well, so
that was 7 years ago?
Yeah. Why do you think it was sooner or longer?
I thought it was like 14 or 15.
No, yeah, 2010, man. Time flies.
We were in college.
Yeah.
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 I didn't know that.
So that movie, I thoroughly enjoyed. And it wasn't just because I was pre-gaming for a wedding and I had nothing else to do and I was watching it, but I thoroughly enjoyed Tron Legacy. Thought it was very good and very cool, like little sci-fi movie. The original is like heralded as like, it's like a cult classic. They put the cult classic in front of it. I think it's just very bad. I've seen it as well.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be groundbreaking or whatever. It's like fucking Star Wars was groundbreaking, not this fucking pile of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tron. Sorry, Tron. Original Tron lovers. Like, it's a pile of shit. It's like you call it a cult classic, but in reality, this is what it is. Tron Legacy was good. It was just Disney wanted to bring back the Tron franchise, properties and sell and make some fucking money off of it. They already made some like Disney rides from it, so now they're fucking rebooting the franchise. And Jared Leto's hopping aboard. Yeah. So again, Jared Leto. Sorry, Sean. Sorry about the Jared Leto fatigue. But this is a little more exciting. Jared Leto's wholeheartedly, that's a quote, endorsing filmmaker Gavin O'Connor as the Suicide Squad 2's director. He says, and I quote, "He's perfect for the job." What do you think about that, Sean?
Strong words.
What do you think about that? Strong words from a weird guy.
Yeah.
So, with a grain of salt, we'll take this.
I don't know. I think honestly, I'm a big Jared Leto. I'm down on him. I loved him in Dallas Buyers Club. That movie was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I couldn't take Suicide Squad.
So just so we know, Gavin O'Connor, known for The Accountant, which Adam, you like that movie.
Oh yeah.
And The Warrior, which I think all three of us enjoyed. The Warrior. Did all three of us see that?
I saw The Warrior.
The Warrior's
really good.
Very good. He's also rebooting The Hornet. I don't care about reboots, but it seems like they're rebooting movies that came out like 4 years ago. It's kind of crazy. I'm very disappointed that Gavin O'Connor is the director of Suicide Squad 2 because our first pick for Suicide Squad 2 director is not happening. And that was Mel Gibson. Do you remember we were talking about Mel Gibson? I fucking wanted Mel Gibson to direct Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah,
Fucking
that would have
A.
been something.
Need
You know,
Mel
he
Gibson.
would have put himself in it too.
Oh, definitely. I still want him in it now. Maybe there's a better chance for him to be in it.
Maybe.
He's in a lot more movies now. He's
That's
in
true.
he's in Daddy's Home
2.
2. Yep. There you go. And what else was he in too recently?
I don't know.
He directed the
He directed Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah.
He was also in the newest Expendables.
Oh, that's
Was
right.
he?
He's a fucking badass in it. Yeah.
He
was in something else too.
I like the movies that Gavin O'Connor has done. I like Warrior. I like The Accountant. I also thought that the director of Suicide Squad 1 was the perfect director. And as we know, that movie wasn't as I enjoyed it, but it
Oh, I
wasn't
see.
well received. And I thought it could have been better.
Who is the
I said it, that's
who is the
the label.
Suicide Squad 1 director?
David Ayers.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He, I thought he would have been perfect because his other movies are also, sort of team up movies with, multiple big name actors. He did End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena. He did Fury with Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf.
Share
So,
the
I mean,
beef.
I thought he would have been great for that, but I guess not.
I think these superhero team up movies is a totally different animal. Which
Yeah.
now you bring up I'm nervous now about Gavin O'Connor because his other movies have nothing to do with superhero team up movies.
Yeah.
So it's like just bring Joss Whedon in to do all the movies.
Just have him do them all.
Just have Joss Whedon do all the team up movies. That's fine. Just have him do the Justice League. Have him do X Force.
and
Have
the
him
Russo
do
brothers.
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Bring them all in. So that's it. That's it for movie news.
I got one more piece of movie news. It
Ooh.
I just saw it.
bonus.
It's a bonus one. So it's a sad one. John Dunsworth, who plays Mr. Leahy on Trailer Park Boys, passed away today.
Oh man.
I don't know him.
Mr. Leahy is the bad guy, and he's the one that the main characters are always butting heads with on the show. And this guy, he plays a drunk trailer park supervisor, and he is fucking hilarious. He's my favorite character on the show. So it's pretty unfortunate that he passed away. So, R.I.P. John Dunsworth. Thanks for Mr. Leahy.
Are they still filming Trailer Park Boys?
Season 11 just came out. So I mean, I'm sure they had season 12 in the works, but I don't know. I'm on season 8 right now, and he is an integral part of the story. You know what I mean? He's just as important as the three main characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how they continue on. It'll be a loss to continue on without him.
Yeah, that's sad.
That is sad.
Well, way to leave us on a down note for movie news.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I had to give him a shout out.
All right, what are you guys watching?
I watched The Big Sick.
Ooh,
How was-
That
Good
was
thing.
It was really good.
What'd you think about Ray's performance? Everybody loves Raymond.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah.
People raved and ranted about his performance. I thought it was just like exactly what I thought it was going to be. I didn't find it like revolutionary.
I mean, goofy, middle-aged man.
Yeah, he
who
just like
bumbles and worries. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it was Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
I feel like he stepped off that set right on this.
yeah. So everybody was like, I thought the mother did. If you're going to talk about like great acting in that movie, I thought
Mother was good.
I
Yeah.
thought the mother was really good.
Yep. She was a lot of fun to watch.
Why can't I think of her name? Shit, I'm
act.
terrible with fucking people's names.
And one thing I liked about this movie is I feel like it was, it was a movie with a message, cultural differences, things like that, but it was a comedy. And it's a new comedy, and a lot of new comedy is just like banter back and forth. And this one did that very well.
Yeah.
I'm not really a huge fan of that style, and I like the physical comedies.
Yeah. Sure,
Edgar
sure.
Wright does a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
physical comedy,
yeah.
like there's a good Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or whatever. But this felt like it was Apatow. It was Apatow, and I just feel like, I don't know, they did it really well.
Yeah.
It was banter. They talked about stupid shit. You could tell some of it was maybe some ad lib or
Yeah.
whatever, but it wasn't like, I don't know, What's the one with all the Adam Sandler movies, for example?
Yeah, or This Is the End, where it's a lot of ad lib.
Yeah,
it's just like the scenes. They go into the scene with like a structure, and they go like boom, boom, boom.
Which I think is fun in moderation, but when it's all the comedy, like it kind of drives me nuts. But this was like driven banter, and it was. Yeah, definitely. I thought it was well done.
Thought it was very good, and Kumail Nanjiani.
Yep, I think he saw.
Nailed it.
He just hosted Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
I didn't see the Ryan Gosling or Gal Gadot hostings of Saturday Night Live.
Gal Gadot.
I feel so weird saying it, but that's how you say
Gal
it.
Gadot.
Gal Gadot. I'm not gonna say it with the accent
because that's somebody. No, when somebody dotes on somebody.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. They hosted Saturday Night Live,
Gadot.
and I didn't see that, but Kumail Nanjiani was very good on Saturday Night Live.
He's very good.
Yes, very good. I think he's an awesome leading man, and I hope to see him in more movies.
Yeah, I agree.
Hope he's as well as his
Zoe Kazan.
Yes, she's very good. She's in
Kazan.
She's in this show on HBO called The Deuce. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's new.
She's in that.
She's in that. She's a complete opposite person that she's here. But she plays a very like seedy woman of the night.
Holly Hunter was the.
Holly Hunter, yes. Oh, she was awesome. She was so good. So really, I like that movie. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
What did Molly think of it? Did Molly watch it with you?
Yeah. We both liked it. It was good. Nice. We were looking for something light.
Good
it
stuff.
was maybe a little heavier than we thought it was going to be. We didn't really know what it was about. But it
ended well,
good.
though.
Yeah.
It had a good ending. I like it.
Yep.
Adam, what'd you watch?
So I watched a handful of things. I watched the first episode of White Gold on Netflix. It's a Netflix original series starring what's his name? Ed Westwick. He's from Gossip Girl, which is I've been sneaking in and out of. And they're half-hour episodes, and I enjoyed it. It's about these three guys, and it's in England, and they sell vinyl windows. They sell windows, and that's it. And so it's just about how they make money and they're salesmen. But the thing that I like the most is that he breaks the fourth wall, a la Leo in The Wolf of Wall Street.
It's cool.
It's like that, and so I'm interested to see more. I think there's only 6 episodes in the first season, so we watched the first one, and I liked it. I'd recommend the first episode at least. So I'm excited to continue on with that. I watched The Force Awakens, not the whole thing, but I had some downtime over the weekend where I didn't have a car, and so I was sort of stuck. So I watched like the second half of The Force Awakens. That movie is so good. I mean, I'm watching the movie, and I just have at one point I'm like look inward, and I have this huge smile on my face. I'm sitting in my parents' living room watching it by myself. I'm just like have this huge goofy smile on my face because it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
In every phase, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of fun.
And just before I hopped on the podcast, I was watching The Walking Dead, but I watched the season 1 finale and the start of the season 2 premiere. How that show has changed is amazing because I found myself wondering, oh my God, there hasn't been a commercial in 7 minutes. It's a different show.
Yeah, it's wild.
I found myself thinking, oh man, I wish this show was still this good. I've said it on the podcast before. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue watching it because I haven't really enjoyed the last season, like the last half of this. I haven't seen the last half of the most recent season, and I didn't enjoy the first half.
It's funny that you say that because Schwartz was just down here talking with us, and we were talking about The Walking Dead on whether we were going to watch it or not. And I, with a resounding yes, I'm going to watch it, only because I feel like The Walking Dead is going to be a very reactive show and listens to its fans because of how much money it pulls in. So I think that because of how slow and like weird the last season was, I feel like this season is going to be all fan service and like go, 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 go. It's going to be like not a lot of downtime and not a lot of the fucking weird trash people just talking out of the sides of their mouths like fucking idiots. It's like, this isn't a fucking alternate dimension. You live on the planet Earth. It hasn't been that long, you fucking morons. Yeah. It's like that episode from The Office when Kevin's trying to talk to Michael and Jim, and he's like trying to like come up with his short-term language, but it's actually taking longer for him to explain what he's saying.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be yeah. They see. Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it, but
yeah, I'm gonna watch it just because I'm so far into it now.
It has changed.
I'll watch it probably until like maybe Rick dies.
Yeah,
and then I'll just be like, well, that's a metaphor for me watching this show. I'm out.
I was just saying to Jen that what I said to you guys, but then afterwards I said, when she's at work one day and I have a Saturday to myself, I'll probably catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
I also finally started reading It. I read the first 3 chapters, so like I'm 140 pages in out of 1150 something.
Holy shit!
And it's actually really cool. It wasn't what I expected. They're not kids yet, so it's like I continued on from the movie. So right now it's reintroducing them all as adults.
Oh, interesting.
So
it's pretty cool.
It starts out with the opening scene with Georgie. And how it all starts, and then that's set in the 50s, and then it jumps to the 80s, and something happens again where a clown is spotted, and then it jumps to the different characters. It jumps to Stan and the rest of the gang, just to see where they're at in their lives, and it's interesting to see where they're at. And I won't say anything because I don't know if you guys have read it or plan on reading it, or you want to save it for when it comes out. But I'm interested to see how our casting choices look after reading where they're all at in their lives.
Okay.
After the 27 years. So I'm excited to continue on with that.
I'm happy. I'm happy for you that it's like different from the movie.
Yeah.
Like
that's
like a different thing,
Cool.
So, definitely. And also, Sean, I don't know if I'm gonna hop into Mindhunter because I see Matt has it on here too.
Yes.
Watch the first 2 episodes of Mindhunter, and after the first one, I wasn't completely sold. I liked it, but I wasn't completely sold, and so we watched the second one, and I'm fully in now. I can't wait to see more of it. I really like the dynamic between the 2 main characters. You've got sort of the young, upbeat FBI agent who wants to do some good and rewrite the book, and you've got the reluctant senior FBI agent who, he just wants to take it easy, but you can also see that he believes in the young guy and he knows he's right, so his gut is telling him to. He needs to do this too.
Yeah, I've been watching it as well. I'm actually on episode 6, so I won't say anything else. I fucking went hard into Netflix last night.
I want to see this.
Jonathan Groff is the young cop, and most of you won't recognize him, but I do, from Glee. He is Jesse St. James in Glee, and let me tell you, not only is he a good dramatic actor in this, but he has a set of pipes on him that you wouldn't fucking believe.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I'm very disappointed in this show for the one reason that he's not singing and dancing. It's a huge waste of talent.
Maybe he'll
huge waste
of karaoke.
It's a gigantic waste of talent. Like, obviously I'm being funny here because the show is not that. But Jonathan Groff, look up, he sings Queen in Glee. It's amazing. It's a fucking most amazing thing. And he sings and dances. His character is Jesse St. James, and he is the best character in Glee.
Wow, strong words from a strong man.
And I fucking love Glee. But yeah, this is really cool. It's basically like these 2 FBI agents. They're like, trying to figure out why, killers, murderers do what they do. Yeah. Why? What's the thought process behind it? Before anybody was really thinking about
serial killers.
Exactly. And this is actually funny because when they talk about what we know as serial killers, they call them sequence killers because before the term was coined, serial killer. Killers, yeah. So. It's really cool. Very well shot. Netflix has got another hit on their hands with this guy. I gotta say.
Cleaning up.
I gotta say. This is what I wanted True Detective to be. This is the True Detective that
totally
I wanted.
Intrigued. Totally want to see it.
So I know it's because I didn't like True Detective, so That's
Not even
The
the
first
season?
season?
I didn't like either. I didn't watch the second one, but
my
I did not like the first season at all. Not in the least. The only thing I liked about it is that Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey was in it, and I got to see Alexander Daddario's tits. That's about the long and short of what I liked about season 1.
I like the first one.
I mean, let's be honest here. Caught a glimpse of those warlocks. Anyway, I'm watching Star Trek: The Next Generation still. Fucking fantastic. Love it.
You're going to be watching that.
Of it.
You may as well just copy and paste that to every single.
But I just want to let you guys know I'm still watching it.
right.
I'm still involved in it. It's a lot of episodes of TV.
I remember before Dave left this last time, he watched every single one.
Yeah.
Or not even. I think he maybe got through halfway. He's like, there's so many.
It's so many. And like I'm planning on watching this, and then I'm going to watch the original, and then Deep Space Nine and Voyager and Enterprise. So, and then eventually lead up to the new one, which is
Yeah.
whatever that is.
What it is.
Whatever one that is. But yeah, I'm watching that. I watched I Love You Man this week because it popped on my Netflix queue. Fucking love that
Just
movie.
threw it on.
So funny. I love that movie.
Slap at the bass.
Yeah.
Isn't that in that one?
Yeah.
You sound like a leprechaun.
He's like, you
Slap at
play
the
your bass
bass.
that high? He's like, yeah, well, air bass is just good up. It's better up here. I really play down here. And then I also watched the Def Jam Comedy 25th anniversary, which was on Netflix, which is, the 25th. It's the 25th since 25 years since the first Def Comedy Jam festival thing they have. It's like started by Russell Simmons and some other guy, and they brought all a bunch of black comics to prominence. It was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a normal Def Comedy Jam, which is just different comedians go up and each have 5-10 minutes. It was basically everybody, all these black comedians patting each other's and the two white comedians who's ever been on Def Comedy Jam. There's only been 2.
Yeah.
And they just said hi to them quick. That was it. But they're just basically patting each other on the back. It was, well-deserved pats on the back and whatnot. But there was not a lot of just straight stand-up stuff, which I was kind of disappointed because the people in it were Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, Dave Chappelle,
Steve Harvey,
Martin Lawrence, Eddie Griffin. Steve Harvey hosted it.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was a who's who of comedians, and specifically, obviously, it was more it's the black comedians.
Yeah.
Because that's what the show was made for. It was kind of cool, and they had a little tribute to Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah.
Because he was on it as well. He got his start on Def Comedy Jam. So
I didn't know that.
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more comedy, but it was still cool to kind of get the history behind what Def Comedy Jam was and why it was important culturally, and where Eddie Murphy came from and Chris Tucker and nameless people
That's
who
really
are
cool.
huge stars now.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of roasting people in the crowd. Flavor Flav was there, which is always fucking crazy.
God.
Cat Williams was there, which was funny because he's been in and out of jail.
Flav.
But that's it. That's all I've been watching. Mindhunter, though, I can't get enough of that. Can't wait to keep watching.
I gotta watch it.
That's going to be it for Make Movies Great Again. Today, we're going to talk about Gerald's game coming up next, so that's also in your queue, so check that out. And remember,
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
we'll talk to you guys next week.